Kevin Muscat looks set to be the brand new Rangers manager, but he will not be the Rangers manager for the next 8 games unless something changes. And here are the important fixtures that he is going to miss out on. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Gaming. It's all but done now. It's all but official. Kevin Muscat looks set to be the new Rangers manager. It's going to be announced. As things stand right now, he has come out and he has said he wants to finish the season in China. He wants to help guide his current team in China to another league title, and that league doesn't end until the end of November. So that means he wouldn't be ready to be the Rangers manager, or at least he wouldn't be ready to be in the dugout until the first fixture in December. So that means that unless he changes his mind, and unless Rangers pay the compensation fee, which would be, I believe, approximately £1.6 to £2 million, then it means that if Rangers do appoint Kevin Muscat, they're not going to have him for the next 8 fixtures, and that means someone else is going to have to be in the dugout. So we'll look at the games I've got coming up, and it's some important games because, I mean, let's not get it twisted. We can make fun of Rangers and we can laugh at the start to the season, but it's so early in the season that you can't rule them out of the title. You can't. You simply cannot. You look at Clement. He was 7 points behind when he first came in, and he actually took Rangers to 2 points in front of Celtic at one stage. So that's a 9-point swing. Right now it's a 9-point swing. So, and I think Clement came in even later at that point. When Beale got sacked, I believe it was slightly later, so, or maybe roughly the same time, but either way, we can see big swings can happen, so you can't rule Rangers out of the league just yet. They've got a massive cup semi-final coming up against Celtic, and he won't be ready for that game either, so that is massive. Not every game against Celtic is massive for Rangers, but then of course you add in the factor that it's a semi-final, the winner will go to the final at Hampden, chance to win a cup. That's massive, of course. And you've also got a couple of Europa League games in there, and those games are also massive because Rangers need to win them. Rangers have got off to a bad start in their European campaign. No wins in the opening 6. So it is not like Rangers are in a position where they can afford a bad result or two over the next 8 games. You could make a case that because of how far they're behind in the league and how important it is for them to try and get one over on Celtic, and the fact that they've started Europe so bad, you could make a case that all 8 of these upcoming games for Rangers are must win, and it's certainly not ideal that Kevin Muscat would not be in the dugout for them. So first up is going to be October 18th, Rangers versus Dundee United. This is tomorrow. We already know that Stevie Smith will lead Rangers into this one. He's got no managerial experience. It will be his first managerial job, his first managerial match. Do I expect Stevie Smith to do wonders? No. It's a home game. Rangers will be hoping to win, but it wouldn't be the first home game this season where Rangers have dropped points in, and we know that Dundee United can be good on their day, so that's a tough game. But either way, we know that Stevie Smith will be in charge for that one. Now, going forward, the next game is October 23rd. That is in the Europa League against Brann, away from home in Norway. Now, it looks like it's going to be Neil McCann that comes in. So Neil McCann is supposedly going to do the 7 games that Muscat will not be there for. That is, of course, if Rangers don't pay the compensation. So looks like Stevie Smith will do the first game against Dundee United, and then there was the rumours that it will be Neil McCann come in as the interim manager until Muscat gets there. So you got Rangers versus Brann in Norway. It's going to be a big game, and then a few days after that, on Sunday, October 26th, you've got Rangers versus Kilmarnock in the Scottish Premiership. Now, we know that Kelly have had a pretty good start to the season. Should have had at least a point against Celtic when they played them a few weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Kilmarnock give Rangers a game. And I get it, Rangers' next 2 league games are at home, but there's no guarantee that they win them. And that will be another tough tie for sure. They then move on to Wednesday. The games are coming thick and fast now. Wednesday, October 29th, it's Rangers away, Easter Road, Hibernian. That's going to be another tough match. Yeah, Rangers beat them last time in the Cup, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hibs are looking for revenge here, and that's going to be another massive game. And then 4 days after that, on November 2nd, it's Celtic versus Rangers at the Premier Sports Cup semi-final at Hampden. These are massive games, so you've got 2 games in the league that Rangers need to win at home against Kelly and Dundee United. Then you got a must-win game away in the Europa League in Norway against Brann. Then you're going to Easter Road. Pretty much every league game's must-win, and Easter Road's a really difficult place to go to. I don't think Hibs have lost at Easter Road. Is it not like some sort of... They haven't lost since, like, is it December? I don't think they've lost in 2025. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but domestically, or it might even be in all competitions, but I'm pretty sure that Hibernian haven't lost at Easter Road in like 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, something like that. So that's going to be a massive game. Then you've got the semi-cup final at Hampden against Celtic. Another huge game. Chance for Rangers to beat Celtic and to get into a cup final and to try and win a trophy. So these games are massive. Then after that, 4 days after that, on Thursday, it's Rangers versus Roma at Ibrox. Another huge game. A game that Rangers will probably need to win, or at least get a point from. I think after Rangers' next 2 Europa League games, they need to have like a minimum of 4 points, or at least 3. They need to at least beat Brann, or even if they can't beat Brann, they need to beat Roma. But Rangers need a win in the next 2 Europa League games, that is for sure. So it's going to be another huge game at Ibrox, Rangers versus Roma. Then 3 days after that, it is Rangers away to Dundee. You would assume this is an easy game, but we've seen how the first game went against these 2 teams in the league. Rangers lucky with a 93rd minute penalty to equalise. Now, I don't think it was a penalty. I thought Dundee were harshly done that day. And I believe, if I remember correctly, did Dundee not hit like the woodwork multiple times? I think Dundee should have won that game. And that was at Ibrox. So, I mean, who's to say that Stephen Presley's men won't cause Rangers problems at Dens Park? And then there's the international break, and the final game of the 8 that Kevin Muscat would miss would be another home tie against Livingston at Ibrox. So when you look at the games there, you've got 5 Scottish Premiership games, 2 Europa League games, and the Scottish Cup semi-final. So Scottish Cup semi-final against Celtic, that's a difficult game. We get that. The 2 Europa League games are going to be difficult away from home in Norway, then Roma at Ibrox. That's going to be tough. But in terms of the league, I do think that Rangers have, and I get it, no game is easy for Rangers at this moment in time, but I do think that Rangers have been given, I think it's a decent run of fixtures. I will say that, because you've got Hibernian away, that's tough. That is the toughest by far. And you've got Dundee away. Dundee, in my opinion, I thought they were going to be horrible, and then I thought maybe they're going to prove me wrong, but to be honest, they do look like a team that's going to be battling relegation. And then Rangers have 3 home games in the league against Livy, Dundee United and Kilmarnock. Teams that are tough to beat, teams that are tough to break down, but games that you would expect Rangers to win. So I'm looking at those league games, and I get it, under Russell Martin that's not been the case, but I think out of those league games, you would be expecting Rangers to win 4 out of the 5. I think you expect Rangers to win the 3 home games. I think, even though this current team doesn't look like winning any game, I think you expect them to beat Dundee away. And the Hibernian game's going to be tough, but I think you'd expect to get 4 wins in the league. I think they need a win at least against Brann, and then the Cup semi-final, that could go either way. But these are big games, and it's just not ideal that Kevin Muscat is coming in and he's going to miss these 8 games. It's not like it's 8 games towards the end of the season and the league's pretty much already decided and it's like a bunch of throwaway games. You know, that this is big games that is affecting Rangers in all the competitions. You know, that this could affect whether they win a cup trophy, this could affect whether they make it into the next round of the Europa League after January, and this could decide whether or not, going into December, if they're still in some form of a title fight domestically in the league. So these are massive games, and I don't think that Kevin Muscat can afford to miss these, and I don't think it'll get him off to a good start as the Rangers manager. If he does get the job and he decides that he's not going to come and Rangers don't pay the compensation, if these fixtures don't go well, even though he won't come in, even if he comes in after the Livingston game to take control technically of his first match, if Rangers lose a few of these games, I think the pressure's already going to be on the guy, and I think he'll be blamed for choosing his Chinese club over Rangers. So even though he might not technically play, take charge of the first Rangers game until December, he could get blamed for these results if they don't go well. Whether it's the Stephen Smith game against Dundee United or whether it's Neil McCann. I think that if Kevin Muscat doesn't take control straight away, he'll be the one that gets the blame. I don't think it will be Stephen Smith. I don't think it will be Neil McCann. I think the fans will go, and I think they'll look at Muscat and they'll think that he chose his current club over Rangers. And that's what it feels like. But then again, who knows if Rangers can go on a great run here and win all 8 of these games? Unlikely. But even if they do, then Muscat's going to come in with a lot of momentum. And who knows if Neil McCann can win all of these games, then maybe they won't want Muscat. Maybe they'll want to try and cancel the deal. Maybe they'll want to keep Neil McCann. Who knows at this rate? Anyway, it's 8 massive games. And I don't think it's 8 games that the new Rangers manager can afford to miss. But unless things change, then he's not going to be here for them. Like I said, he wants to finish the Chinese season, which ends at the end of November. And even if he did want to come straight away, Rangers need to pay a compensation package of nearly £2 million. And there's no guarantee that the club will want to pay that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that is it. Till next time. Let us know your thoughts down below. Do you think Muscat should come in for these games straight away? Or do you think it's fine if he finishes the season in China? I get it. I respect it. You want to be loyal to your current club. But at the same time, once you agree to join a new club, then you got to be committed to them. It's a tough one. I can respect what he's doing. I can respect him wanting to see out the season. But I can also think that it doesn't show 100% commitment to his new team. So depends on what way you look at it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.